Going, well, how does this work? One guy come over and say, do this, the other guy comes over and, contradicts him completely. Will it be like that? But no, in fact, their process, it's really terrific, and they've got it down beautifully.
Me and my brother both work in separate areas while we're on the set. He deals with the actors and rehearsal and on the set. And I deal with the camera and the technical side and setting up shots and color palettes. But then we both blur the lines, and you might have ideas on shots. I might have ideas on performance and stuff like that.
They're so fun, and they're so well prepared, and everything's so well thought out that when they come to work, they're just incredibly relaxed and love to hang out and play music all the time.
If you can come to the set and be, clown around, be relaxed, play music, socialize with everybody, I think everybody gets relaxed, and I think the best comes out of it.
I think they're bringing to the movie like a real rawness, instead of this very overly precious period feeling. I think they are bringing like a raw, emotional, passionate, exciting take.
The key to any investigation is attention to detail. And from Hell, no detail was too small for the Hughes Brothers, who used actual case evidence to recreate Ripper's settings and murders.
What was really impressive about it is that the Hughes Brothers, Alan and Albert, were really, really, really sticklers for detail and to the truth, the exact position of the body, the exact position of this window here, where the window was broken in Miller's Court. I mean, down to the cobblestones. Those guys were here like going, no, that's wrong, look at the picture.
When we sat with Martin Childs, the production designer, and talked about building the Whitechapel sets, we looked at historical photos, looked at the past movies too, and different movies in this time period, and also went on the tour of the real Ripper murder sites.
The big undertaking for this was that we had to reproduce Whitechapel, we had to produce the East End of London. Had we shot this in the UK, if you go there now, a lot of buildings still exist, but you can't turn around and shoot the reverse of them. So what we did here was create something where you could shoot 360 degrees of Victorian London.
The actual victims actually walked up and down this street, and we created the church and the pub, and they still exist to this day in London. It's the only two pieces that really stayed intact.
Our set was so big that it's like sets of the 30s and the 40s of big epic movies.
You can't build that kind of set anymore because it's literally a whole backlot into of itself just for one film.
He's taking at least one of our old ones. This ain't killing for profit. This is ritual.
We did a lot of research actually for the film. So we had documentaries, talked to researchers and ripperologists, what they call them, guys that are really into the whole Ripper mythology.
A lot of work has been done, a lot of research by the directors and the art design people into the actual scenes of the murders. They've looked at the victim photographs to get the injuries exactly right. I think this is going to make for a very interesting movie.
All of the murder sites are well documented, and we've reproduced those to the nth degree, really.
Some of the murders, you can actually obtain photos and see a lot of what was around the bodies, and how they were found. Some of them, they have less material on, but we had to connect the dots or go find police records and read the descriptions, and paint in everything there and use these ripperologists that actually also to help us. The body positions are pretty accurate, and then the cuts on all the victims are exactly the same as the victims from 100 years ago.
The murders were so horrific, which they've recreated them for the film, and we've walked on the set, Johnny and I, and gone, oh my God, not being able to look at them.
Especially the ambulance. It was fun looking at them for the first time, like when they built the prosthetic bodies, because nobody's had a chance to see the damage he did to these victims. And then you see the progression of how badly mutilated they get by the end and how much more crazy he gets along the way.
Hell, Natalie. We're in hell.
From Hell takes a look in one of crime's darkest minds. Whatever your theory, one thing's for sure. It's a hell of a story.
I shall tell you where we are. We are in the most extreme and utter region of the human mind. A radiant abyss.